What is up, y'all? I've never gone live by myself before, so I'm sorry if it seems like I don't know what to say. I'm used to leading conversations with guests who are way more interesting than me, so I don't have a guest for today. It was just kind of like a last minute decision to go live because I had just gotten off of another podcast, which I recorded with somebody else. And I was like, hey, I'm in front of my computer. I have a lot of thoughts to share. I'm kind of angry right now. I think we're all a little bit angry right now. Just dealing with the absolute tyranny that we're seeing lately. And I really am in need of some hope. So I hope people join this live stream and give me some good comments because I'm super black pilled right now. Like almost the most black pilled I've ever been, possibly the most black pilled I've ever been. I don't know if I'm irredeemably black pilled. I think I could be brought back to reality, but I need to hear people kind of be on the same page because listen, so the vaccine passports, the mandatory vaccines to work if you are at a company that is at or over 100 people. This to me is very alarming to a lot of people in my regular non-internet real world IRL life. Nobody seems to give a fuck, and that really is bothersome to me because everyone's just going about their day like, oh, just get vaccinated. And I think it might just be because I live in a very, very liberal city in a very, very liberal state, but I'm losing hope. I really am, because I think the only way out of this is non-compliance. I just wrote a new article. I published it with the Foundation of Economic Education, which is FEE, if you guys see me promoting a lot on my Twitter, about how literally the only way out of this is non-compliance. The only way out of this is civil disobedience. And the angle I took it at was that people always paint people who choose not to comply or people who choose to be disobedient in the face of tyranny. People always choose to paint those people as extremists or even bigots, like, oh, the Boogaloo Boys, the Proud Boys, I don't know, and the insurrectionists. It's just a right-wing conspiracy theory, and the people who do not listen to the government are just like evil white supremacists, racists, what have you. And I debunked that. I mean, non-compliance is the most American thing you can do. It goes back to, how do people even think we have a country? It goes back to the revolution. The reason we don't have slavery is because people started not complying and aiding and slaves escaping. The reason we don't have Jim Crow is because people had like sit-ins at lunch counters. It's insane to me that people are painting people who are proponents of civil disobedience as extremists or conspiracy theorists or white supremacists, when all we are doing is we're the main people who are looking back at history and learning from history. And it's at the point now where I don't think we can just vote it away. Like, I know a lot of people, especially like in the conservatarian or like liberty Republican camp, which is a lot of my friends, like, this is no shade, but a lot of people in that category are looking to like somebody like Ron DeSantis to save them or something like that. They're like looking to elect the next liberty Republican. And I am just, we're just not going to vote our way out of it. And I think it's one of those things where you can vote away your rights. We've been voting away our rights since this country's inception, but you can't get them back by voting. That's something that you have to fight for, whether that be civil disobedience, not compliance, whether that be getting arrested, whether that be like leading protests. I mean, this vaccine passport thing, this is something that I'm willing to get arrested over. I hope you guys are too, because that's what it's going to come down to. Because you can't just comply out of convenience. It would be a lot more convenient for me to get vaccinated. There's a lot of things I want to do. I live in the DMV. I live like right outside DC. There's so many things I would love to do to do if I got vaccinated. That would open up a lot of doors for me where I live. Except I'm not going to comply out of convenience. And now I understand that is somewhat privileged. People might have to comply for their job. Fortunately, I do not. At the moment, I'm still, waiting for the shoe to drop on me, but I don't think it's going to happen. And so I understand how it affects people's livelihood and stuff. But if you have the option to just forego some of life's luxuries to stand up and not get vaccinated, I would recommend doing it. I would genuinely recommend doing it, because this new OSHA mandate is completely anti-science. It's not based in reality at all. Everyone knows that if you are vaccinated, you can You can test positive for COVID. You can be hospitalized for COVID, and you can spread COVID. Maybe it lessens the effects. I'm not just necessarily disputing that, but I'm just saying you can test positive for COVID. So if I'm not vaccinated, why am I the only person that has to get weekly tested for COVID when a vaccinated person can still carry it and can still be, suffering from it? I don't understand it. And maybe it's not meant for people to understand because they don't expect people to do critical thinking. But I mean, to me, it's clearly just an extortion tactic. It's a manipulation tactic, just to force people to force their hands. And I don't know how this shit works, but I'm like, where is HIPAA in all of this? Where is HIPAA? Why do I have to whip out my medical paperwork and show like a fucking person at Walmart so I can get in? Like, what? I don't even understand that. I literally don't even understand that. Can someone explain to me how this is legal? Maybe it doesn't matter anymore. Maybe it doesn't matter because I had tweeted this the other day and it did some numbers. It was kind of controversial, but it did some numbers. I said, fuck the Constitution. I can't rely on the Constitution. I'm done bitching and moaning about when things are unconstitutional. Like, oh my God, they can't shut down their business. That's unconstitutional. Okay? They don't care. That's the point. The Constitution isn't protecting you right now. The government does not care about the Constitution. There have been like this whole country has been like unconstitutional flaw after unconstitutional flaw. They've been doing this. I'm done complaining about shit that's unconstitutional because like they literally don't give a fuck. And that was the first step to me being blackpilled. The second step was me just seeing everybody in my real life literally not give a fuck. They don't care. They're just like, oh, well, get vaccinated then. Get vaccinated. And it's like the same people who are just like, just build your own app. Just build your own phone. Just build your own banking service. Just build your own neighborhood. Just build your own government. Like, I'm ready to secede. It's crazy. I'm ready to secede. The first state that is like, hey, we're leaving the union and we have no vaccine passports, no mask mandates. I am there. I am so fucking there. If you guys want to join me, like, I don't know what state is the best for COVID mandates right now. Feel free to ask me stuff, guys. I know there's not a lot of people in here because I didn't announce this and this was like super impromptu, but I'll read your comments. Manilik says, I love you. Wow. We don't even know each other, but I love you too. Brian said, correct. Thank you. Thank you guys for being here on such short notice. I really appreciate it. So this is, sorry for ranting, but I'm just so passionate about this topic. And it's like, I don't know if I'm beating the dead horse by talking about it a lot because I've been tweeting about it a lot, but I just feel like I had to like spill my guts out on here at least once because I don't have a live stream guest planned for this week. I haven't had a live stream guest in like 2 or 3 weeks. So I'm just, I felt the need to say something a little bit more long form. I know nobody reads my articles. It's cool. It's cool. I know not a lot of people read them. So in case you missed the articles that I had written about noncompliance, this is basically what I said. I mean, it's a lot more vulgar on here. And it's a lot more to the point and with less like political analysis because I don't have the energy to quote Spooner and all my shit all the time. But I'm here and I literally just had to say something. I do want to get into, this is going to be super short. Like I'm only at like 9 minutes. I do want to get into like life updates and stuff though, because people have been going crazy asking about what's been going on with me lately, because I just haven't been posting as much lately, which I'm sorry about. I've just been super busy. I've been traveling. I was in like Vegas like 3 weeks ago for Hotep Nation weekend, and then the week after that, I was in Miami for Maj Solutionary Summit, if you guys know what that is. If you guys know Maj, he's the guy that created Black Guns Matter. I did see this earlier. That's a good comment. I should talk about that. I need to research it a little bit more, but I did see that the UK ditched the vaccine passports. It was like, I think I saw an announcement from like Boris Johnson, maybe. I just kind of had like skimmed past it, but I definitely need to read up more on that because that surprises me. That shit surprises me because in the UK, you have to have like a license to have a fucking spork. So I don't even understand how they are based enough to ditch vaccine passports. And America is not. And literally in New York City, there's vaccine passports to participate in public life, which is what Mayor Bill de Blasio said. He's like so upfront about being a communist. It's actually hilarious to me. But anyways, So I was in Vegas for Hotep Nation weekend. I was in Miami for Monetary Solutionary Summit. I was a speaker at that. I think it went well. This was the second annual summit they've had. I spoke at the one last year too. The one last year was in Atlanta. And so while I was at the Solutionary Summit, Larry Sharpe is there. And if you guys know me, you know I'm a good friend of Larry's. I'm a big Larry Sharpe fan. I've been on his podcast, and we were on the panel together last year at the Solutionary Summit. So I had already met him and stuff. And we were talking, and he offered me a freelance like contract, basically like a 3-month contract, I think, to do some video work for Sharpeways. So now I'm working for Larry Sharpe, and I just started filming for that like 2 days ago. I had covered the End the Wars rally, which was in DC, which was set up by like a bunch of Boog boys. I've already said Boog boys so much on this live stream that I know it's already going to get like no monetization, which is fine, which is okay. But it was set up by Boog boys, and there was like some Code Pink people there, a lot of leftists, but they were like all pretty chill. So I felt good about it. I saw Scott Horton there, and I was like way too scared to fucking talk to him because I didn't think he knew who I was. And then this morning I had a DM from Scott Horton that I was like, hey, I'm like, sorry I didn't get a chance to talk to you. And I was just like, damn it. Like, he does know who I am. And now I look like an idiot for not even saying anything to him. So I've just been doing that lately. So other than that, I've been working at Fee. You guys know, I've been writing for Timcast freelance. That's been fun. I really like writing for them because they kind of let me have like a little bit free reign. Like, I feel like I have a lot of freedom with my journalism there. And so I'm assuming most of you had seen my Timcast episode because I had a lot of views when it came out like 2 months ago. I think I was on there like July 17th-ish. It was mid to late July. And right after I got off the show, like literally I was like on my way out the door. One of the producers was going to drive me home because their studio's in Maryland, actually. And Tim's like, do you want to work here? Like, do you want a job? Do you want to write for the website? I was like, yes. And so that's how that happened, because a lot of people thought it was interesting that I just got off Timcast and I was already writing for them, but that's literally what happened. Like, he offered me the job like the same day I was on the show. He also said, I think it was him, he said I didn't dress like a conservative. I thought that was really funny because I was wearing like a black Thomas Sowell t-shirt and just black leggings. And I was like, I didn't think I would dress like a liberal, but I guess he meant like I just didn't dress like super. It wasn't an immodest outfit. I don't really know what he meant by that, but I just thought it was funny because I guess I don't dress like a conservative, like when people think of like a Republican, I guess, but I don't think I dress like not normally. But yeah, that's interesting that the UK ditched vaccine passports. I definitely have to research that. And I want to see if I can get somebody from the UK on my channel to talk about it. Oh, I could ask Zuby maybe. I don't know. He's a little too famous for me. I think I'd have to like book him like way in advance to do that because he'd be doing events and like fan meetups and all this shit. I think he might still be in the US actually. But I met Zuby like a month ago. He was pretty cool. He's pretty chill, pretty nice guy, really down to earth. I'm kind of jealous though. He has like so many fans. Like, I was like, oh man, maybe I should do a meetup. And then I realized like I don't have like 500,000 followers, so probably like one person would show up, maybe. Is everyone here only watching for like the Patriot J content? Because I'm sorry he's not here with me right now. That's all that anybody asks me about anymore on Twitter. I see so many tweets like literally every day, like, Olivia and Patriot J, are you guys dating? And I don't know what to say. I don't know what to tell you guys. Somebody said you will. I will what? Also, didn't Denmark say that they don't consider COVID as a serious thing? I'm going to have to check that out because I was unaware of that. Cheyenne says not watching for you. Thank you. I'm not that as interesting. Honestly, I'm trying to get some. I'm actually going to see Patriot J probably like in about a month. He's performing at Ampfest in Miami. So I'll probably have to go back to Miami. And I'm trying to talk him into doing like an IRL live stream. So even if you guys are acting like you're watching for me, it'll be a lot more fun, like in like a month when I get him on here again. He has been on my live stream, but just not in person. Robin, oh hey, what's up, girl? No, I'm just in the gym and saw you were live. Oh, Well, thanks. It was very impromptu. I usually give like a few days notice at least, but I had just had a lot of shit to say, and I was really bored. I already had my makeup done because I was already on a different podcast. So I was like, let me utilize this, you know. Um, oh, I will have 1 million followers too pretty soon. That would be nice. I don't think so. I think like Zuby is like way nicer to me, or way nicer than me online. So he makes a lot of friends and lots of fans because he is just like a pretty mellow, like chill dude. And I'm kind of crazy, and I feel like a lot of people see them. I get a little erratic on Twitter. I need to stop like posting so much, I think. But I feel like that definitely turns people off. But I don't know. That'd be nice if I like really blew up. But I think I'm at a comfortable level of followers right now. I'm not really looking to like just post stuff to get more followers. Because after I was on Timcast, like I immediately like my phone started blowing up. Twitter blew up, my Instagram blew up. Like probably gained like a few thousand followers across all platforms that night, and it was like so overwhelming. Like I was getting like dozens of messages. Like people from my high school were like, "Hey, I saw you on Timcast. He's like my favorite YouTuber." And I was like, "This is crazy." So I'm really not trying to gain followers super fast like Zuby has anyways. Like, no, I'm not saying it to shade Zuby, but like I'm happy that he has a lot of followers. I'm just saying, me personally, I don't think I can handle that level of fame because I would like feel like so shitty if I made a mistake and a lot of people had seen it. What's the situation? What is the situation? I kind of already ranted. If you're just joining now, I kind of already ranted. I'll probably rant again if somebody else like comments something and asks my opinion on something. But I kind of did already rant about the vaccine passports, the workplace mandates for testing and getting vaccinated, and all that kind of shit. Robin says I have more than Reed. That's true, but he has like he has a lot of YouTube subscribers, and that's what I really want. I want to get back on YouTube and like not blow up, but I want definitely more subs on here because I want to actually put more time into my channel. Who's calling me? Oh man. More people will follow you the more you speak out in public. I'm trying. I go to a lot of events. I go to a lot of like protests, rallies, conferences, speeches, all that kind of stuff. And I meet a lot of people and I get a lot of followers from that. So I definitely want to continue to, do public speaking and speak out in public and all that. Not for the followers though, just to speak my mind. It's okay if you're late. A lot of people join late because I didn't announce it. I literally just tweeted, "Hey, I'm going live," and then went live in like 30 seconds. So it's okay. But I'm going to, unless something crazy happens, I'm probably going to leave this video up so the replay will be available to watch later if you did miss stuff. But I was basically just talking about how non-compliance is the only way out of this. I really don't see an end in sight. I don't think there's an end in sight where things are looking good and things are not looking super tyrannical if people aren't willing to be arrested for this shit. And, it happened a little bit last year. I did read, people who had opened their businesses, they would, spend a night in jail if they had opened it against the lockdown mandates. But now that we're seeing like parents lose custody of their children because they're not vaccinated and shit, does that not blackpill anybody else? Does that not scare anybody else? Am I tripping? Nobody's talking about it. Online people are talking about it, but like I said before, like nobody in my personal life is really, really scared of it or even knows what's going on. And that is really disheartening to me because I just feel like we kind of all have to come together against this. It's not like a vaccinated versus unvaccinated thing. It's a small government versus authoritarian thing. I'm gonna hit you with my biz page on Instagram. Okay. Hit up my Instagram. That's rondo.olivia. That's my like political and business one. This vaccine crap is way out of hand. I agree. And like I said, I'm not an anti-vaxxer. I think it was Anomaly who had tweeted some shit out that was, I forget the exact example he used, but I think it was just like, oh, if you don't like this type of cake, but you've had cake before and you like other types, are you anti-cake? No, you just don't want this one. So I don't understand how I'm anti-vax for not taking this vaccine, but I've been vaccinated before, and there are definitely things I would vaccinate my own kids against. I just don't like the political nature of this vaccine, and I feel like it was rushed. And I feel like for me, I'm young, I'm healthy, I don't need it, and I feel like I don't even have to explain myself. But at the same time, in this day and age, it's like you almost do have to explain yourself because people think you're an extremist for not getting vaccinated. And I'm honest about it. I don't lie and tell people, oh yeah, I've been vaccinated with the Pfizer. Like I'm not. And I really just don't want to. I'm vaccinated too, but the way they are, they're pushing this makes you think twice. Exactly. I'm like, I think in California they have like a lottery, like you can win like thousands of dollars for getting the vaccine. I'm like, this is where y'all tax dollars are going to. Something is fishy. Something is not sitting right for this to be happening. Like literally, this is not sitting right with me. Do what I tell you to do, Olivia. What do you be telling me to do? Oh wait, I missed a comment. Heard you were at the end of the damn wars protest this weekend. I really wish I got to see you. Oh man, dude, I'm sorry. It's crazy because a lot of people showed up late. And I should have stayed, and I didn't because I had to go home and feed my dog. So yeah, I couldn't stay until like 4 or 5 when a lot of people showed up. I showed up kind of early. I was there around noon. I think we had started around like 1. So yeah, it was a good time. Met a lot of lefties. I felt kind of famous because like all the Boog people were like coming up to me. I had been recognized like 5 times, and I had just been there. Sorry, I wish I could have met you too. They tried to get me to speak, and I was just like, I'm gonna make it worse. I don't want like Scott Horton had already spoken. I was like, what am I gonna say that is gonna top what Scott Horton said about anti-war? Like, I just not even gonna attempt that shit. They don't even prevent anything. They're just immunity boosters, and so calling it vaccine is actually misleading. I don't know none about that. I'm gonna look into it. Damn, my channel is really gonna get taken down if I be saying shit like that on here. Let me stop. Just did an immunity test. Never been vaxxed, but I'm showing full immunity. Had the vid in February. I had it. I also had it in February. No, I had it in January, like mid-January, and I haven't had it since. And it didn't really affect me that bad too. The left celebrates abortions as a right to choose, but they don't want you to choose this vaccine. I don't get my body, my choice. And they're like, oh, but it affects other people. I'm like, what about the cognitive dissonance? I'm like, what about the fetus that's inside of you, ma'am? I don't understand that shit. Nothing. I don't tell women what to do. Okay, White Lightning. Hey, Olivia, what's up, girl? Thank you for hitting me up this weekend to wish me well at the End the Wars rally, by the way. That was nice of you. I've been deployed to Iraq since January. Nobody has asked me if I want a vaccine. Really? Are you watching from Iraq right now? That's wild. What branch of the military are you in? I thought they were forcing people in the military to get vaccinated. Am I wrong? Are you still in college? Remember your first day on campus? You've been here for a minute. So I should have said this during my life updates portion, but I had decided I don't want to get into college debt, and I can make money now because Timcast has me do freelance stuff. I have a contract with Larry Sharp. I have a contract with Fee. I have contracts everywhere. I'm just like freelancing the fuck out of my life right now. So I was like, you know what? I can wrestle. I can do jiu-jitsu and not go to school. I don't have to get into college debt to do this right now. And I'm not anti-college. I'll probably finish my degree at some point. But at this moment in time, I just thought it was the best choice for me to start working and like save my money and really focus on politics right now and focus on journalism right now and probably finish my degree when I have more funds to cover it. Because I've said this before. I did have an athletic scholarship and an academic scholarship to school. It just didn't cover everything. And so I was going to have to take out a loan this semester. The idea of amassing college debt really, really irks me, really, really bothers me. I'm not the type of person that likes owing anybody money. I don't like debt. You know, I like to like just pay off my credit card like quick. You know what I mean? So I kind of reject the idea that you have to sign on to getting up into the six figures in college debt when you're not even like you're basically barely an adult. So I'm just not doing that right now. Level of immunity depends on how severe the symptoms were. Then I probably don't have that crazy immunity because my symptoms were not that severe at all when I had COVID. Okay, contractor. Interesting. So you're not being forced to take the vaccine. That's interesting. Have fun, enjoy your youth. I'm trying. I really feel like I don't know, at the same time, in some regards I feel like I'm wasting my youth because I'm like, damn, why am I like forcing myself into an old lady job like when I'm 20 years old? But at the same time, it's something I enjoy, it's something I'm passionate about. I'm not like a big party person, I'm not a huge club person. I'm just, this is what I like to do. So I guess maybe I am enjoying my youth by doing this. I feel so bad for those 13 soldiers. Their bodies were brought home since last week. Most of them were born in the period from at least 1995 to 2001. Yeah, that fucked me up. I was born in 2001, so to see kids that are my age dying for some shit that they don't even like. I don't have any recollection of 9/11. I've talked about this pretty extensively, but I don't have any recollection of 9/11. I was like 8 months old, and so when we're in a war 20 years later, where kids who weren't maybe not even born for 9/11 are dying needlessly, it just irks me. It really irks me. And I have a lot of friends in the military too that it could have been any one of them. So yeah, it really irks me. That's what I thought because I've seen you all over the place lately. Good for you. Thank you. Yeah, I figured that people would start asking questions. I didn't make a big announcement just because people always have some shit to say about big announcements. Like I could say that I just won the lottery and people would be like, well, like you should really like not play the lottery, and you should really like save some of your money and donate it to here and here and here. Like I just don't want people's like random unsolicited advice about it. Just, when you post some shit to like 60,000 followers, people always take it the wrong way. So I figured I would be okay announcing it on here just because it's like the people who actually kind of fuck with me a little bit, at least a little bit, that watch my YouTube. I'm not waiting for Biden to pay for free college. He was never going to do that shit. He was never going to do that shit. There's no jobs to pay that college debt. Good fun. Facts. Honestly, I was a broke college student. Now I'm just a broke journalist. Nothing really changed, but I'm actually working. I'm like working at a job that I like better, because when I was at college, I was waiting tables, and I was also working at my local Republican Party, and I was working every single day to like pay rent and stuff. And if you guys remember, I don't think I mentioned this on YouTube, but if you guys remember, if you followed me about a year ago, a little bit less than a year ago, it was more like last fall, winter-ish. I had met, when I was living in Pennsylvania, I was living off campus while I was going to school. I had met these three guys, and while I was getting to know them, they were like, two of them were biological brothers, the other one was like their adopted brother. I don't think officially though. And they became homeless while I knew them, so I take them into my apartment, and so I was working hella hard to support like literally like 4 people. It was a whole big thing, but Twitter kind of came to the rescue because I had raised probably, it was definitely over $500, but I had paid, like I was able to like pay my rent, get food, toiletries, clothes, like phone data for their phones. Like I was able to hook these guys up when I was taking care of them. So that was, and then after that, I decided to leave school and come home because they had canceled the wrestling season last minute, even though they told us we were going to have it because of COVID. And it was just a whole thing. And now they're not homeless anymore. So that was a whole tangent. Sorry. Do you still door knock, or is it mostly social media, networking, and speaking? I haven't door knocked since January, so it's been a minute. I do like, so I miss working on campaigns, like on the ground. I miss everybody that I worked with. I made like the best friends working on campaigns and stuff. But I haven't door knocked recently just because I've been mad busy. And it's not just social media networking and speaking. I feel like I don't even be speaking a lot. It's like mostly like writing articles and shit. I was 31 years old. They sent teenagers over there, for fuck's sake. Yeah. Not forced to take the vaccine, but nobody has even offered it on my deployment site. Where the hell is my choice? Interesting. So are you saying you want to take the vaccine? Which is completely within your right. I'm just trying to find out what you're talking about. I was almost 3 years old and know nothing of 9/11. Yeah, like I've talked about this before. I think I talked about this with Malcolm Flex when I had him on my channel, but so many institutions and social norms and cultural and political norms have happened and have been normalized because of 9/11 that there's no way for me to quantify the impact because I didn't experience the US before. So I didn't experience the US before TSA. I didn't experience the US before the Department of Homeland Security. I didn't experience the US before the Patriot Act. This is shit that I grew up with. And so it's so interesting to me and very sad to see people go over there and die who don't even remember what the world was like before 9/11. And it makes me kind of emotional, actually. Notice the weed legalization disappeared too. I love your Kamala video. Dude, I keep saying I'm going to do it. Should I get the wig? It's in my closet. Should I get the wig? I don't know. I don't know if I can do an impromptu Kamala impression right now. I did my normal makeup. I didn't do like my Kamala makeup, so I don't know if it'll look good. But yeah, the weed legalization thing really that's like one of my big issues, but I've kind of put on the back burner as well, just because it's like, the war on drugs is horrible, don't get me wrong, but I just feel like there's so many more pressing issues right now that are like more direct forms of tyranny, so yeah. The war in Iraq was the first big political thing I remember from my youth. My parents were correctly very anti-Bush. It's too bad that they didn't hold Obama to the same standard for his war crimes. War criminal in chief, Barack Obama. Being anti-Bush is pretty base, though, back then. If you were too young to watch it happen, then you should watch the footage. Yeah, I've watched the footage. I've watched documentaries and stuff, but it's like still too. I'm just never going to understand the impact like somebody who was an adult at that time, because I've just never experienced it firsthand. But that footage was used as propaganda to remove American liberty forever. I agree. People saw that and agreed that we needed the Patriot Act, and that was going to be just a little wartime, little wartime protocol. But we've been in wartime for the last 20 years. So where does that leave us now? Oh, okay. You'll take the vaccine when offered, but it hasn't been offered. Well, that's interesting. I hope they do offer it or give you the choice to do it, because, like I said, I'm not necessarily anti-vax. I just personally don't want to take this one. But if you want to take it, that's completely up to you. Yes. Oh man, I kind of don't want to get this fucking. I have like my braids in. I don't even know how to put the wig on. I guess I could like hold it. I don't know. Listening to people on their phones dying in this building was downright terrifying. Yeah. It's horrible. The pictures of people like jumping out the windows to avoid being burned to death. The audios of the voicemails that they left before they died. It's just horrible. It's just fucking horrible. It's horrible. And it's weird because people really only talk about the Twin Towers when we talk about 9/11, but nobody talks about the Pentagon, and nobody talks about the other plane that crashed in Pennsylvania in that field. I think it was Pennsylvania. I mean, those people died too. Just horrible. And so when I was at the End the Wars rally, that was obviously on the anniversary of 9/11, and I was in DC. So people were pretty on edge. People looked weird. Cops were out all day. There was a lot of like reports of suspicious vehicles. I think people were anticipating like an extremist like 9/11 copycat attack and stuff. So people were just being paranoid though. In the golden olden days, when you got on a plane, the baggage was complimentary with your ticket. Pretzels and drink were also complimentary. Your family could walk up. Yeah, I've never that. That really gets me because I watch shows that are from the 90s and stuff before obviously before 9/11, and it's like I used to think that it was just like a TV thing. I know it sounds like super young and super babyish of me to say, but I thought it was just like a movie thing or a TV thing. Like in real life, obviously you can't go up to the gate in an airport, but in TV it's just like they just bend the rules a little bit, and I didn't realize that you could do that up until like 2001. So I was like, damn. Joe said, "What's up, Joe? Do you think they're possibly gearing up for another war by pulling out of Afghanistan? Stocks are down. War hawks be losing money." Yeah, I honestly think they botched the. Maybe I don't think this, but I've suspected this. I think they botched the pullout on purpose, just so to give them another excuse to go back and start fucking shit up even more. Meanwhile, my colleagues in the reserves are saying there's a ton of drama behind the scenes about career soldiers arguing with their chain of command about vaccine mandates. Mental bookmark this topic. Yeah, I definitely know that's happening. Like I said, I have a lot of friends in the military, so there's been some buzz, but everyone I've talked to so far about this topic has just gotten it. So kind of sad. But when you sign up for the military, you're kind of like the government owns your ass. So I don't know what they can do. Damn, I've been talking for 36 minutes. That's crazy. Thank you guys for watching my impromptu live stream. A decent amount of people in the chat. That's like crazy. I'd never get this many comments when I have like a guest on, so I don't know why y'all suddenly loving on me so much, but I appreciate it. If you guys have nothing else to say, I'll just say follow my new political Instagram. I've had it for a couple months. It's rondo.olivia, Rondeau. And yes, that's how you pronounce my last name. So many people say it's Rondu or Rondeau. It's French. EAU is O. So yeah. Also, check out my new articles on Timcast. Check out my new articles on feed.org. That's it. Oh, if you do want to support my channel or just my work in general, I'm on Patreon. I'm going to put that link. It's in the link of like all my other descriptions. I didn't put any description for this one because I was lazy. But yeah. Aw, that's so sweet. Thank you, White Lightning. We love you. Cheers, Olivia. All right, love you guys. Cheers. That's me trying to make a heart. All right. Peace out, y'all.